The game had gone well, and as the last orangey smile maker was handed out, both Felicity and Nan started walking homewards with the street all left in good spirits, and all with sticky citrusy hands. Flounder pushed open the manhole cover just a tad and peered through the gap, taking note of the icy wonder that now sat at eye level. A perspective he hadn't witnessed since falling from his bike when he was 6 on Christmas Day, a blurred memory of a present given by his now long dead parents and of painful head injuries, before emerging into the cold star-studded evening with an eye of distaste. He opened his satchel and began to pull out the Christmas lights, walking backwards as he did, and laying them neatly on the frozen glass verge, making sure the battery pack was placed on slightly higher ground, and then went looking for a suitable tree, dragging his bag behind him so the trail scraped and ground across the pavements, making sounds not unlike geese in pain. Nan and Felicity put the kettle on and slumped in opposite chairs as they could face each other. Their home was decorated with a tree, streamers, tinsel, baubles, cinnamon sticks stuck in oranges, and lights aplenty, and on their fireplace hung 2 stockings, each depicting a scene of snow and elf delirium. The fire was lit, and Nan had put on her Christmas knitted hat because, as she had said before, I'm feeling festive, while Felicity sat still wearing her gloves and impatiently waiting for a cup of tea so she could remove her said gloves and partake in some finger warming on the hot cump, which she suspected would lead to chilblains, but didn't really care that much. Both were happy, excited and getting cosy, while outside in the now freezing fog, Flounder was soaring away at the branches of a suitable tree. Cold, damp and full of hatred and misguided emotions, his hands were frozen as he hasn't bought gloves, and wished he had instead of bringing a dog collar, and the fog hung off him like tentacles of jungle moss. He was cutting branches into 50cm lengths and sharpening one end to a point, and now had 14, which he felt should be enough. He went back to his neatly trailed lights and hammered, trail-handled the sticks, point upmost, at a 45-degree angle, pointing towards the lights, and admired his work for a brief but icy moment, before picking up his bag and walking towards the shadows that took their place beneath the old plane tree, its long bare branches making the shapes of dark, mangly fingers and claws on the landscape below that seemed to be clutching at the icy blades, moist and tender. As Flounder made his way to sulk, the grass burnt underfoot. Such evilness lurked in him that a path of blackened grass could easily be spotted as a trail of charred footprints led to him. Nan had made the tea and was now enjoying watching her granddaughter drink it, whilst having a sneaky wee, and thought how lucky she was to have a lovely granddaughter, and not that it would seem to be able to wee without getting up, which I perfectly think is kind of lucky. Felicity was warm now and just happened to look up from her drink as Nan's face let out signs that she thought her wee had been sneaky and undetectable. But Felicity had become accustomed to her facial expressions and understood many. Just then Nan got a cold feeling down her spine. The doors all closed, so she summarised that evil was afoot. Well, not actually afoot, but you know, I suppose if she had seen the burnt footprints leading beneath a flame, then I suppose she could have meant evil was afoot. But she hadn't, so that's that. Sorry to trouble you, my dear, but I get the feeling that not everybody is in a festive frame of mind, and think we should finish our teas and go outside to see the occurrence. Bloody hell, really, Felicity huffed. Language, my sweet, Nan barked. Sorry. Santa was just having one last mince pie and a glass of mulled wine. He was never sure as enough people would leave out for him, so he liked to have a full belly before delivering. While the elves made sure the sleigh was loaded and the deers shackled, he had advised them that 6 deers would suffice to pull tonight, and so it was done, but on the understanding that if it was obvious it wouldn't be enough, and that it could be proved wrong, then he would dress as a crab. He was sure 6 would be fine, but just in case, he took extra carrots, hidden away in his more than ample pockets. He kissed Mrs. Claus goodnight as he was pushing his feet into his boots, and she smiled as he closed the front door, and then after looking out the window to give him a quick wave and making sure he has gone for the night, she went to the cupboard and grabbed a bottle of gin. Every year I'm left alone on Christmas Eve, but I'm never alone if I have you, she said, while gazing at the bottle. But Christmas mornings were a little lonely, as even though Santa was there, it would have been nice to also have a memory of the night before, but this was just a minor detail that she didn't concentrate on too much.